friends, today I would be teaching you all about strategies for enhancement in food production, which is class 12 chapter, and it's very necessary and useful chapter to score good marks in your boards or for your NEET exam. So let's get started with the video. Animal husbandry is the agricultural practice of breeding and raising livestock. It is estimated that more than 70% of the world livestock population is in India and China. 70%. Milk yield is primarily dependent upon the quality of breeds. What? Quality of breeds in the farm. Poultry is the class of domesticated fowl like birds used for food or their eggs. For chicken, their eggs and their meat. When breeding is between animals of the same breed, it is called inbreeding, while crosses between different breeds, it's known as outbreeding. Between different breeds, it's outbreeding, and when between same breed, it's called inbreeding. Inbreeding increases homozygosity. What? Inbreeding increases homozygosity. Inbreeding exposes harmful recessive genes that are eliminated by selection. Inbreeding depression is due to continued inbreeding that reduces fertility and even productivity. Inbreeding leads to reduced fertility and even productivity. Outbreeding may be breeding between individuals of same breed but having no common ancestors for 4 to 6 generations. Learn this definition, it's very important. No common ancestors for 4 to 6 generations. Outbreeding is the practice of mating of animals within the same breed but having no common ancestors for 4 to 6 generations. Mule was a result of interspecific hybridization method of breeding where male and female animals of two different related species were mated. Here, mule, interspecific hybridization, male and female of two different related species were mated. In crossbreeding methods, superior male of one breed are mated with the superior females of another breed. Superior males of one breed mated with the superior females of another breed. Hisardale is a new breed of sheep developed in Punjab by crossing Bikaneri ewes and merino rams. What? Bikaneri ewes and merino rams. You have to learn the facts for your exams. Controlled breeding experiments are carried out using artificial insemination method. Breeding experiments. The fertilized egg of 8 to 32 stages are recovered non-surgically and transferred to surrogate mother in molecular ovulation techniques. Okay. Multiple ovulation techniques. Keeping beehives in crop fields during flowering periods increases pollination efficacy and improves yield. Blue revolution is increasing productivity in fishes, aquaculture, and pisciculture has been able to increase production of aquatic plants and animals. Okay. Blue revolution for fishes. The recorded evidence of plant breeding dates back to 9,000 to 11,000 years ago. Genetic variability is the root of any breeding program. The entire collection of plants or seeds having all the diverse alleles for all the genes in a given crop is called germplasm collection. The entire collection of plants or seeds having all the diverse alleles for all genes in a given crop is called germplasm collection. Agricultural accounts for approximately 33% of India's GDP and employs approximately 62% of the populations. During the period 1960 to 2000, wheat production increased from 11 million tons to 75 million tons. What? from 11 million tons to 75 million tons wheat production, and rice production went from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. Okay. Norman E. Borlaug at International Center for Wheat and Maize Improvement in Mexico, where developed semi-dwarf wheat. Norman E. Borlaug. In 1963, several wheat varieties such as Sonalika and Kalyan Sona wheat varieties, Sonalika and Kalyan Sona, which were high yielding and disease resistant, were introduced all over wheat growing belt of India. Semi-dwarf rice varieties were derived from IR8 and Taichung Native 1. What? IR8 and Taichung Native 1. You can learn it by IR. R for rice. IR8. Better yielding semi-dwarf varieties of rice, Jaya and Ratna. R for rice, R for Ratna. You can learn it by this. Is developed in India. Saccharum barberry was originally grown in North India but have poor sugar content and yield. Saccharum barberry in North India. Okay. Tropical canes grown in South India, Saccharum officinarum. You can learn it by SO, South. Take the 2 letter SO, so South India, South. Okay, officinarum. A thicker stems and higher sugar contents. Brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane and late blight of potato are caused by fungus. Brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane, late blight of potato by fungi. In mung bean, resistance to yellow mosaic virus, and powdery mildew was induced by mutation. What? In mung bean, resistance to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew were induced by mutation. Resistance to yellow mosaic virus in Abelmuscus esculentus, that is bhindi, your okra, was transferred from wild species and resulted in a new variety called Prabhani Kranti. They will ask that Prabhani Kranti is done for, then you will answer Abelmuscus esculentus or okra or bhindi. Okay. Pusa Komal is the variety of cowpea crop. Pusa Komal, learn that chart from the NCERT. Himgiri variety of wheat is resistant to leaf and stripe rust. Himgiri variety of wheat is resistant to leaf and stripe rust. Brassica resistance to wheat rust is Pusa Swarnim. Hairy leaves in several plants are associated with resistance to insect pests, resistance to jacids in cotton and cotton leaf beetle in wheat. High aspartic acid, low nitrogen and sugar content in maize leads to resistance to maize stem borer. How? High aspartic acid, low nitrogen and sugar content in maize leads to resistance to maize stem borers. Pusa Savani and Pusa A4 are varieties of okra crops. What? Bhindi, Pusa Savani and Pusa A4, okra crop. Brassica resistance to aphids is Pusa Gaurav. Brassica resistance to aphids are Pusa Gaurav. In 2000, maize hybrids developed have twice the amount of amino acid lysine and tryptophan as compared to existing maize varieties, lysine and tryptophan. Wheat variety Atlas 66 has a high protein content, has been used as donor for improving cultivated wheat. Atlas 66 has high protein content, which is a wheat variety. The shift from grain to meat diet also creates more demand for cereals, and it takes 3 to 10 kg of grain to produce 1 kg of meat by animal farming. You require 3 to 10 kg of grain to make 1 kg of meat. So be vegetarian or be vegan. Okay. More than 25% of human population is suffering from hunger and malnutrition. The capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell plant is called totipotency. What? Capacity to generate a whole plant from a single cell is called, or a plant is totipotency. The method of producing thousands of plants through tissue culture is called micropropagation. From tissue culture, you can make thousands of plants, and this process is called micropropagation. Meristem of plant is free of virus. Meristem of plant is free of virus even if the plant is infected with virus. Meristem is free of virus. Learn this. Somatic hybridization of potato and tomato results in formation of pomato. Potato plus tomato gives you pomato. Okay, so this is all about this video. I hope you like the session. Do like, subscribe, and learn this chapter thoroughly because they ask questions from strategies for enhancement in food production. All the best. Give your best.